My name is Lauri, my pronouns are they, them. I am autistic and I am also trans. So a lot of the time in an I CAN talk, we talk about our challenges in being autistic, but I have the added challenge of gender diversity and the kind of backlash that can kind of come with. So I have had a very interesting experience with the school system, as a lot of neurodiverse young people have. I went to two different primary schools, because in the first one I was bullied because I was a weird little autistic kid that neurotypicals weren't too much of a fan of. In the second primary school is where the teachers kind of realised, oh, the reason this kid's having problems socially is because they're autistic. So that was an interesting thing to find out, because when I was told that I was autistic, it was essentially told to me that the reason you're having these problems is because of your autism, and it was angled at me as a bad thing. So it's only been since 2020 and getting involved with organisations like the I CAN Network and YDAS, which is the Youth Disability Advocacy Service, that I've started to understand autism and understand that it actually makes me who I am, and that includes the good parts as well. So going into high school, I started off at a public school in the western suburbs. I was in the accelerated program. I have always been a few year levels ahead with English. I had hyperlexia as a kid, which is a trait of autism, hyperlexia is essentially reading very, very quickly and very advanced. Math was not a strong suit of mine, but that's all right. I managed without it. So I was in the accelerated program. I used to do the talks for the school. I would do tours for the parents. I was, in every sense of the word, a teacher's pet. And then I came out as trans in 2019 at school, and that all went down the drain. All of my teachers who had previously been very supportive of me and used my advocacy skills for the school to promote what an amazing environment it was, suddenly turned very hostile, and I was isolated. I had to drop out of school in year 10 because the environment was just so uncomfortable for me, and I was too scared to try a new school because I had such difficult experiences in primary schools. I was worried that if I moved schools now, I'd be the new kid all over again, and it would just be back to square one and repeat itself. I got to the end of year 10 and I expressed that I was going to have to repeat it because obviously I had dropped out. And my school essentially said to me, well, which new school would you like to go to ideally? And I wanted to go to a school that had started in year 11 or 12, so I wouldn't be the new kid. And so they passed me, even though I don't have a year 10 education. I was in the accelerated program, and so they figured, you'll just be smart enough, and we don't want you here anymore, so we will pass you on to the next school and make you their issue instead. So then I went to Swinburne Senior Secondary College, and I will name this school because it is absolutely brilliant. Majority of my cohort are neurodiverse, have some mental health problems, or gender diverse. We are a very, very diverse school, and the teachers are all amazing in regards to that. They all have training. There is no tolerance in terms of bullying. There is no bullying at my school because nobody really cares. Swinburne is a place where people have been able to go to get their education, and they just want to finish it. They don't care about the social aspect anymore. They don't care about all of the petty teenage stuff. They just want to get their education, and they just want to be done with school so that they can move on to bigger and better things. So I graduated from school last Tuesday, so I'm officially a high school graduate. But the most important part of this talk is I wanted to speak about what I'm doing outside of school, because school is not the be-all end-all, and it can be a very difficult environment for a lot of autistic young people and a lot of queer autistic young people. I have been very lucky to have a lot of opportunities, and I've gotten all of those opportunities just by asking. I apply to everything that I see. All the opportunities there are, I'm like, awesome, I want to give that a go. And I have never really been too nervous about being told no, because I figure that if I get feedback, I just know what to do next time. So I've got 30 seconds left, but I will quickly say I've got an exhibition coming up next year, which is focused on my hyperfixation of bugs, and that's through the Science Gallery in Melbourne. So that's 6 months of an exhibition. I am going into a diploma in youth work, which you're meant to do a certificate first, but I don't have to do the prerequisite of that because I've got enough work experience with it. I am also planning on writing 2 different books next year, one of which is on neurodivergent love languages, and a whole bunch of other awesome stuff. So essentially, all of that is run by me, and I've created those opportunities for myself because I've seen a gap and I want to fill that. So wherever you can, ask the questions, take the opportunities, and apply for everything, because the worst thing you're going to be told is, oh, next time. So yeah, thank you.